Hello and welcome to Idiotsplaining, the podcast where we explain complicated things in the simplest terms and still get them hilariously wrong. And today I'll be guiding you through a maze of pixels and tweets with the grace of a millennial. That's right, we'll be going over the lovely digital world of social media. Yes, that lovely digital world where people share brunch photos, cat videos, political rants, and their personal information, like it's Black Friday at a data broker's warehouse. Let's start there by going to where it all began, back in the ancient days of the internet, which we're actually talking about the 70s and the 80s, where computers looked like mini fridges and had about as much computer power as a modern toaster. The first social media networks were bulletin board systems, or BBS for short. You dial into your modem, which sounds like a robot screaming for help, and then you were connected to a network where you could post messages, chat, and even download stuff if you had the patience of a saint. Forget instant likes and retweets. If someone responded to your post within a week, that was considered fast. Fast forward just a little bit into the 90s and the early 2000s, and you've got platforms like MySpace and Friendster, the social media pioneers. MySpace was where every teenager could unleash their creativity, or more accurately, their questionable taste in HTML and emo music. You could choose your top 8 friends, which led to drama and tears when someone got demoted, and you could fill your page with GIFs, neon colours, and your favourite song blasting on autoplay. On the other hand, Friendster was like the forgotten child of the social media family. It was there, but didn't have the pizzazz to keep up. Then in 2004, a young Harvard dropout named let me just get the second name. Zuckerberg. Mark came along with this little site called the Facebook. Originally intended for college students, it was an online yearbook but without the bad haircuts and most likely to succeed captions. You had to have a .edu email address to join, which gave it an air of exclusivity. Like, oh sorry, you don't have a college email? Guess you're not cut out for Farmville. Eventually, Facebook opened up to everyone, and from there, social media as we know it today was born. Soon we had Twitter, a platform where you could tell the world exactly what you were doing in 140 characters or less. Then Instagram came along and revolutionized the selfie game, and Snapchat added disappearing photos, giving people a new level of anxiety as they tried to screenshot fast enough. By now, social media had gone from a quirky way to connect with friends to an all-consuming digital world, sucking us in with endless scrolling and notifications. Let's not forget the more recent additions like TikTok, which took social media and put it on fast forward. This added music, dances, and lip syncing to the mix. TikTok was like someone watched Vine and said, but what if we did all of this and cranked it up to 11? And here we are today, where social media platforms continue to spawn and mutate faster than we can download them. Now, of course, we have to look at the good, the bad, and the ugly of all of these things. Firstly, social media has truly changed the world. Thanks to social media, you can keep in touch with friends across continents, stay updated on your ex's lives, and even organise massive social movements. Want to share a picture of your lunch while someone's in Australia? You go for it. Want to launch a global campaign for climate change? Just a few tweets and you're on your way. Another perk with this is the entertainment value. Between memes, viral videos, and life hacks you really didn't ask for, social media can be hilarious, like a 24/7 comedy show, but you control the lineup. And of course, there's a community for just about any single hobby. Pottery, pigeon racing, competitive face painting. There's a group out there waiting to welcome you in open arms. But of course, there are cons of all of this. Yep, here we go. Privacy is your first one. Remember how you used to be worried about Big Brother watching? Well, fancy another one? It's like you've invited him in for coffee and then given him all your passwords. These platforms know everything about you, your location, Your browsing history? Too right. That weirdly specific ad for waterproof socks you just got after mentioning rain boots? Why is it in my Amazon wish list? And there's the comparison game. Social media makes everyone's life look like a highlight reel, which can lead to a whole new level of self-doubt. You're scrolling through vacation pics of people on tropical beaches while you're sitting in your pajamas eating stale cereal. It's not a great feeling, I can tell you. Studies have even linked excessive social media use to mental health issues like anxiety and depression. And to be honest, it's no surprise. And of course, the misinformation. Social media has become a breeding ground for conspiracy theories, fake news, and advice from experts who got their degrees from Google University. Need a miracle cure for COVID? Someone on Facebook has that cure that involves pineapple juice and essential oils. It's hard to separate fact from fiction, especially when algorithms feed you more of what you already believe. It's both a utopia and a dumpster fire. And if you feel like you're constantly on an emotional roller coaster scrolling through it, congratulations, you're like the rest of us. It's just the human brain trying to process a million different posts, updates, and opinions all at once. No wonder you're frazzled. Here's the thing, while millions of people use social media every single day, there's been a ton of backlash. For starters, people have called it a threat to democracy. They say it's allowed misinformation to spread, leading it to everything from political chaos to flat earthers with YouTube channels. Social media giants have been accused of turning a blind eye to this mess, prioritizing and revenue over, the truth. Then, of course, data mining. Back in 2018, the Cambridge Analytica scandal blew up. This revealed how a data firm harvested information from millions of Facebook users to create psychographic profiles and target them with political ads. It was like someone took every paranoid theory about social media, stirred it up with some shady business practices, and then said, surprise, it's all true. As a result, there was a big delete Facebook movement. People are deleting their accounts, claiming they're done with social media, but the twist is many of them just move over to Instagram, which, funny enough, Facebook owns, or TikTok, which has its own set of privacy concerns. It's like saying you're going to quit sugar and then eating a tub of ice cream because it's technically dairy. Governments have also taken note of this, cracking down on social media platforms, as in some countries, platforms are required to take down harmful content within hours or face hefty fines. In Europe, the General Data Protection Regulation, or as most people, in fact normal people probably call it, GDPR, have tightened privacy laws, making it harder for social media companies to collect data without explicit permission. Meanwhile, in the US, it's more arguments and more action and chaos. Classic. And of course, influencers. The new celebrities of the social media world. Nearly 64 followers. Thank you very much, Lee. Seriously though, do follow me on TikTok. Some people hate them for promoting unrealistic lifestyles, while others worship them like modern day royalty. Influencers are now seen as a product of the attention economy. They're both revered and resented. People love watching them, but then criticize them for selling out, promoting unattainable lifestyles, and sometimes just being plain annoying. In short, social media has become a lightning rod for criticism, but unfortunately for all of us, it's not going anywhere. Despite all the backlash, billions of people continue to log in daily because, let's face it, deleting social media sounds great until you realize you have no idea what your cousin's cat's up to. Now the bit that I believe everyone is probably interested, especially if you're trying to get big on TikTok, if you know what I mean. So I'm still waiting for the follow account to go up. Yes, algorithms. Also like that Kasabian track. That one is actually pretty good. These are sneaky little codes that what make your social media feed so addictive and delicious. An algorithm is a set of instructions for processing data, and on social media it determines what content you see based on what it thinks you like. Think of it as a digital butler that learns all your preferences and only serves you your favorite dishes. Mine would be tacos, spaghetti bolognese, and maybe a panini. But of course, just like everything in this world, there's a dark side. Algorithms have one job, which is to keep you engaged. The longer you stay on the platform, the more adverts you see and the more money they see you too. So they feed your content you're more likely to click on, which is why you end up in an endless loop of funny dog videos at 2 o'clock in the morning. It's also why you're more likely to see opinions that match your own, creating an echo chamber effect where you only hear views you already agree with. Like crumpets, they're better than toast. And of course, you've got doom scrolling, where algorithms feed you a steady stream of bad news, controversy, and drama because they know it gets clicks. Your brain is wired to pay more attention to threats, so social media knows there's a story about a volcanic eruption or celebrity scandal that keeps you hooked more than, let's say, a dog doing absolutely nothing or trying to jump over a fence. Algorithms are the social media's puppet masters, pulling strings behind the scenes to keep you scrolling, like a Black Mirror episode, although you're actually living in it and not watching it. And the scary part of all of this, even the people who create these algorithms don't understand how they work, because they're always adapting and learning from user behavior. Do they call this a callback to one of the previous episodes of this podcast? You know, maybe the AI episode? Maybe? I don't know. Maybe you go and listen to that episode once you're done with this one. Eh? Oh, come on, I'm trying here. So the next time you're wondering why your timeline is filled with videos of baking fails or conspiracy theories, you can thank the algorithm. They know you better than you know yourself, which is both cool and terrifying. It's like having a psychic best friend who's also secretly selling your data to advertisers. But remember, these algorithms aren't evil, they're just highly effective. They don't care about your mental health, privacy, or sanity. They just want your attention. And as long as you're giving it to them, they're doing their job. So if you ever felt like you're in a battle with your phone, you're not alone. Algorithms are here to be those crafty little devils that feed Zuckerberg all of that money. Okay, so we've covered how social media is a privacy-invading, mind-bending, dopamine-chasing machine. But let's end on a positive note. Here's how you can stay safe in the wild west of the internet. Firstly, privacy settings. Now, I know this is just about as exciting as reading the terms and conditions, but they are crucial. Take some time to go through your privacy settings on each platform. Limit who can see your posts, turn off location tracking, and for the love of memes, don't share your exact location in real time, because get ready to spend a lot of money on local pizza deliveries. Next up, be wary of friend requests. If someone with 0 mutual friends and a profile picture that looks suspiciously like a stock image trying to add you, it's probably best to ignore it. Social media scams are everywhere, and a lot of them start with, "Hey there." These messages from profiles that look as genuine as a $3 bill or a £6 note. Then the age-old advice, think before you post. I know it sounds something like your mum would say, but it's true. Once you put something online, it's out there forever. I mean, yeah, you can delete that drunken selfie, but that's why we've got screenshots and the Wayback Machine. So if it's something you wouldn't want on a billboard in Times Square, maybe keep it off the gram. And also, oversharing. Just be aware of this. People don't need to know your exact schedule, your pet's name, or your mother's maiden name, especially as these details can help hackers guess your passwords. I mean, yeah, we all like a good pet photo, but maybe don't post about your first dog's name and favorite teacher. Final thing is, take a break every once in a while. Studies show that going offline now and again can help with mental health. It's called a digital detox. And yes, it sounds ridiculous, but it does work. I've done this myself, and it has worked tremendously. You'll feel better if you're not glued to your phone all day, and you might even discover there's a whole world out there that isn't filtered or captioned. Just don't watch the news. So there you go, our Idiotsplaining guide to social media. It's weird, it's wonderful, it's worrying, but with a little caution and a lot of common sense, you can navigate it without getting too much of a burn. And that's it for this week's episode. I'll be back next week for the bonus bits and the week after for another episode. In the meantime, you can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, wherever you may find me at Ross Hoare. That's Ross and Hoare. I know it sounds very weird that we've done an episode on social media and I'm now saying, you should have a social media detox, and then I'm saying follow me on social media. It's just a thing we do at the end, alright? You can also send me suggestions of things to Idiotsplain on the platforms I've just mentioned, or you can contact me at rosshoare.com. And we'll be announcing the next episode on the socials and in the bonus podcast next week. And once we've been announced, well, who knows what will happen. The music of this podcast was borrowed from Incompetech and Stream Beats. This is an independent podcast created by myself, so thank you for supporting small creators. If you've enjoyed this, send a letter to one of the big radio companies for me. They'll ignore it, but you know what? If it just gets to them, might as well try. Also, if you live somewhere that's a decent time to wake up early, then why not listen to me on the Radio Folkestone Breakfast Show every weekday and Saturday morning from 7 a.m. UK time. You can check out how to listen and various other things, including visiting the What's On guide, checking out the 24/7 schedule, and getting involved with groups at radiofolkstone.com. Thanks for listening to this episode of Idiotsplaining. If you liked it, be sure to follow or subscribe so you get the next episode when it becomes available, and I'll see you then.